Welcome to Two Guys.
A girl.
And an MBA.
Apple decided to include AI in its default browser, Safari. So Google shares, because I'm partly a Google, my kids are Google shareholders. So Google shares were way down on the news because Google pays a lot of money to Apple every year to have that be the default browser. But now the idea is, well, if you have ChatGPT and other AIs that are the defaults on Apple, Google's not going to get as widely used by all the Apple iOS people. So the
Yeah,
shares were down.
it's funny. It's like adding like a rear view mirror to your buggy. Like, who cares? It's still a buggy. Who uses Safari? Like,
I
I don't,
am. I
what?
use.
Wow. I don't know. Wow.
I use a few browsers on my laptop, and on one screen I have one, another Edge. Even I have Edge. Hello,
Yeah.
Microsoft. So I have Edge, I have Safari, and Chrome. Safari, it's mostly on my Apple phone, of course, iPhone. On the notebook, it's Chrome and Edge. So three browsers, and sometimes it's at the same time. A lot of tabs.
I just sense like an antitrust issue coming around the corner. Maybe not with this move, but like, what happened in the early 2000s, they broke up parts of Microsoft in the antitrust suit because Microsoft was having its default browser as Internet Explorer that came bundled with Windows. And so it didn't give consumers a choice. And the federal government didn't like that. It was anti-competitive. And they came in and, gave Microsoft a slap on the wrist. And they had to have, now no one's ever heard of Internet Explorer since. I see the same kind of thing coming with AI. Like if you start including AIs onto the browsers, like I can see a similar kind of thing happening when you start bundling those things.
I want to correct all of us. So Safari is a web browser developed by Apple. Chrome, it's Google. Edge is Microsoft. Don't mess it. So Safari is Apple,
Yeah, yeah.
not
Yeah.
Alphabet. Alphabet, as we remember, is
No,
Google is a part of Alphabet.
I know Safari is not Alphabet, but the Google was paying a lot of money for the default to show up as google.com
Ah,
in
yeah,
Safari.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Now it's going to be the default is, you have choices, not just google.com. You have
Mhm.
GPT is going to be the default or some other AI.
And GPT is in one of my tab. So it's like, for instance, a Chrome browser, and one of the tab is ChatGPT. And if I need something to combine to create, and like make a response on this message fast, so it's making me respond shorter, please, and then I just use it like this. But if I search, usually it's Google. It's still Google, old school approach. I don't use ChatGPT to search some sources. The same with the news. I just go directly to Google, scroll, and see what I have, the links to the source.
I
So
barely
I
use
don't.
Google anymore. I mean, I'll be honest,
Hmm.
like I don't see the reason, I know they have their own AI on there, but in Kuwait, we don't kind of access it. It doesn't pop up on my wife says it pops up on her Google, but it doesn't pop up on mine. So I would probably use Google more if you know, what do you think is
Uh, yeah. What are we talking about again? I don't use Google, and there's another company called Perplexity, and they were just on CNBC, and they were talking about owning the search space for AI. So they're an AI competitor to ChatGPT, but they want to be specific to search. So what they're trying to do is replace Google as the as a de facto uh, to own the search space in order, you can do more complex searches, and being distinct from OpenAI, who wants to be that type of like, I guess, AI driven. They want to use AI to do search. So I think the whole search with Google is days are limited. I don't see the benefit of it going forward when you have companies who are directly going to be using AI to be like search, the de facto standard in search. So yeah, that could be interesting for Google shares, right? Unless they kind of claim that space again with all their ad revenue, everything, that drives their profit line. I think they need to move and own something new. I mean,
Yeah.
Google's what, 30 years old?
Oh my.
I mean, it's hard to own something like these AI tools. That's why I say it I sense anti-competitive, antitrust regulation issues around the corner because it's like you don't own the AI. It's like owning the internet, but like, but owning those data sets or accessing, being able to throttle. We're taught net neutrality was a hot topic a few years ago. Now they're doing it. They're throttling the AI. Like if you pay for GPT, you get faster results than, if you're on the free version. So they are throttling, but not throttling the internet bandwidth. They're throttling the GPU and the intelligence bandwidth. I think there's just like, I was bringing it up because I see all these regulatory concerns and, the federal governments aren't like hopeless about regulating technology as we know.
Please consider subscribing below.
Thank you for being with us. Please leave your comments, feedback, what you think about us, and see you in the next podcast. Bye.